I have been craving apple pie, so we are gonna make a single serve healthier version. So I'm gonna start off by slicing up an apple, and I'm gonna slice this into pretty small pieces. This is gonna be such an easy, healthy, low sugar dessert with a little added protein twist. So I'm just slicing up my apple into little pieces like this. So I'll repeat with all of these. Okay, let's have a debate in the comments. I want everyone to comment what your favorite type of apple is. For the longest time, mine was Honey Crisp, but then for some reason, I actually switched to Gala apple. So my favorite are Gala, and I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but they're just so good. They're my favorite. But yeah, like I said, for a long time, my favorite was Honey Crisp. I also loved Pink Lady apples, but now Gala is my favorite. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna retract that statement. My favorite apples are opal apples, but those are seasonal, so I don't know if those can count as like a regular apple. If you haven't had an opal apple, they are absolutely delicious. So those are my top favorite, and then Gala. Okay, so we've chopped our apple, and now for the next step, we're gonna actually saute these on the stovetop with just a little bit of butter and some cinnamon, and they are gonna be so delicious. So let's head to the stove. So like I said, I'm just adding a little bit of butter to my pan. It's not a lot at all, just about a half teaspoon or maybe a teaspoon of butter. You could also do avocado oil or coconut oil if you prefer, but we're just gonna let that melt. And now you're gonna take some cinnamon. I'm actually using apple pie spice because I just happen to have this in my cabinet, but you can use cinnamon or apple pie spice or even pumpkin spice if you wanted. We're just gonna add some of that right over our butter and then give it another good little mix. I have my heat on about medium heat right now. Also, Lulu smelled the butter, so she came over running to say hello. Okay, we're gonna now, this already smells so good with the butter and the cinnamon, but we're just gonna go ahead and add our apple. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. All right, so now we're just gonna saute for a few minutes until our apples start to soften. You can also add a little bit of a little bit of water to help the apples soften if you want. So like I said, I'm just gonna add a little bit of water just to help the apples soften. Okay, I know summer is not over yet, but just the smell of these apples with the apple pie spice is making me so excited for fall and fall recipes. So I'm still holding on to summer, but I am very excited for fall. So it's been maybe like 5-ish minutes and my apples are starting to soften and all the water evaporated. So that means they're about done. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off and we'll start our next step. Alrighty, we're gonna take our sauteed apples that, I know I keep saying this, but they just smell so good. And we're just gonna add them to our bowl, like so. And for our next step, I'm gonna set this aside, and I have some Greek yogurt here. This is the one that I used today, but use whatever Greek yogurt you want. You could do vanilla if you want. So the Greek yogurt has protein itself, but I wanna add a little bit of extra flavor and just a little bit of extra protein. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of vanilla protein powder, maybe just like 1/3 of a scoop, and then I'm gonna stir this together. This makes it thicker and fluffier and just adds really good flavor and just a little bit of extra protein. I don't like to eat carbs without a protein source or a fat source because that can spike your blood sugar. So adding any sort of protein or fat is a great way to kind of stop that blood sugar spike and make more of a balanced snack or meal. I feel like this would make a good breakfast or a good snack or even dessert, honestly. So our protein powder is mixed in and it's nice and thick and fluffy. So we're gonna go back to our apples and we're just gonna dollop this right on top of the apples. How good does that look? Next, I'm gonna take some of these are like a healthier graham cracker. You could use regular graham crackers, or you could use any kind of granola or any kind of nuts, whatever you want for a crunch. But I just feel like these almost kind of give like a pie crust flavor. So I'm just gonna crush a few of them right on top. And then last but not least, I'm gonna take a little bit of extra cinnamon, and I'm just going to sprinkle that right on top. Okay, how delicious does this look? It's a super balanced, like I said, meal, snack, or dessert, because we have the fiber from our apples and the healthy carbs. Then we have protein from our Greek yogurt and protein powder, and then just a little bit of sweetness and fun from those graham crackers. But like I said, you could use a granola or any kind of nut, or you could honestly just skip that part if you wanted. It would still be really good. So let's go in for a taste test. Let's make sure we get a little bit of everything. Yum. All right, here we go. It's a big bite, and I'm gonna eat the whole thing, I think. You guys, that is so good. It tastes like apple pie in a bowl. How can something be so healthy, but also just taste exactly like apple pie? This officially has me so excited for fall. I love all things apple, and this is like the perfect combination. Let me know in the comments if you guys will try this healthier single serve apple pie bowl.